to my YouTube channel if you are returning. If it is your first time, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you do get a notification every time I post a video. So on today's video, we're just going to be having a chit chat about eyeshadow palettes, because wow, I get a lot of questions when it comes to eyeshadow palettes, from buying them, where to buy them, how to choose colors, blah, 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 you know. So I'm just gonna get into everything. Well, I'll try to touch on everything about eyeshadow palettes. So first things first, let's talk about what to look out for when you're purchasing an eyeshadow palette. Okay, so say now you're a beginner and obviously you just want to start doing this makeup thing and you want an eyeshadow palette. So as you're purchasing an eyeshadow palette, what you want to look out for mostly, first of all, is the colors in the eyeshadow palette. This may sound really obvious, but like, you know, some eyeshadow palettes are really very dull and they don't have much to them, you know. So you want to look for an eyeshadow palette that has almost everything, but obviously this also depends on, you know, the type of person you are. It's basically a matter of preference, you know. Are you someone who likes bright colors? Are you someone who likes neutral colors? Or are you just, you know, in between? Sometimes you want to go natural, sometimes you want to go dramatic. Whatever the case may be, just make sure you look out for the colors that are in the eyeshadow palette. Number two, you want to make sure that the eyeshadow palette has matte colors and shimmer shades, but most importantly, matte shades. Okay, so this is very important because now when you're doing looks like a cut crease and even blended looks, you know, nowadays most of the looks that we do require matte eyeshadow shades. So if your eyeshadow shades are all shimmery and shiny, I mean, that eyeshadow palette is just really not going to do anything for you. So you want to make sure the eyeshadow palette has matte shades and maybe shimmer shades, or it is in between. So the second most important thing, so now we're moving into another point. So that was point 1. 1.1 was choosing the right colors, and 1.2 was making sure that eyeshadow palette does have matte colors and even shimmer shades. Okay, the reason why I'm recommending a mixture of both matte and shimmer shades is because you're probably someone who doesn't even want to do makeup all the time, or you're not even a makeup artist. I mean, what is the use of you having 1,000 eyeshadow palettes? But obviously, you know, being who we are as women, I mean, we just have this fever of shopping for more and just always having more, right? So maybe for some of you it doesn't matter, but I know for some people, I mean, you just want to, you know, have a few items and not a lot. So I think that it would be best for you to get an eyeshadow palette that has both matte and shimmer shades. Moving on to my second point, so 2.1, right? So now we're talking about how to choose colors when creating an eyeshadow look. Now guys, this is a question I've been getting a lot of times. Like, girls will send me pictures of their eyeshadow palette and be like, what look can I create? What colors must I choose from this eyeshadow palette? And I'm just like, but what look are you going for, you know? So it's important to know which look you're going for. You can't just look at an eyeshadow palette and think, like, I mean, look at this. You're gonna be so confused. So get a picture, get a tutorial, get whatever inspiration you wanna get, so that you have an idea and a direction of what you're, you know, going for. Are you looking for pink shades? Are you looking for orange, neon shades? What are you looking for, right? So just number one, make sure that you are inspired at least by something, or if it's coming from your imagination, make sure it's clear. Make sure, you know, you know exactly what you want. Do you want a purple shade? Do you want a pink shade? Do you want a brown shade? Because just now you're gonna have every other color in one look, and it's just not gonna, it's not gonna blend. Okay, 2.2, right? 2.2, you want to make swatches, guys. Swatches are very, very important. Now when you look at your eyeshadow palette, like when you just look at your eyeshadow palette, you can't just imagine the colors the way they are. You need to swatch them and make sure that the blue actually does look as, you know, blue as you want it to look. So what you want to do is, let me just make a demonstration. So I'm just going to take my concealer and I'm just going to rub it on. Because sometimes colors really don't appear on our skin as they appear when we look at them on the eyeshadow palette. So what you want to do is make a swatch. So I'm just going to make swatches of, let me see, yeah, especially the shimmer shades of 1, 2, 3 shades. Okay, whatever, I'm just going to make swatches. So let me start with this one here, right? So it looks like a pink shimmer shade, but just now when I apply it, as I swatch it, can you guys see? Like the swatch is just, you know, now it's suddenly looking gold in fact, right? But obviously the more you apply, I don't even know if you guys can see, but like, you know, it looks totally different on my skin than how it looks on the eyeshadow palette. Let's do another swatch. I'm gonna take this one over here. It looks like a very light, what is this, a yellow, a brown, a nude. It looks nude. So as I swatch it on, it actually looks exactly as it looks on the palette, on my hand. So you just want to make swatches and make sure that the colors are going to be as pigmented, are going to be as, you know, exactly as you're imagining them to look like, or as you're seeing them on the eyeshadow palette, because sometimes you may get something that's very different, especially when it comes to shimmer shades, because they do sort of, I don't know if camouflage is the right term for me to use, but like they do change color. So just make sure you do swatches before you actually do the look that you're going for, because sometimes you might be very, very disappointed and end up having a totally different look from what you were aspiring to go for. So point number 3, right? Obviously you want to know which eyeshadow palettes to get, you know. So the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to recommend for every beginner is this right here. I'm actually going to link a proper picture because this one is the ghetto. I don't even think you guys can see what's written, but this is the Beauty Glazed Gorgeous Me eyeshadow palette. So Beauty Glazed is a eyeshadow palette brand that I discovered on AliExpress. Actually, I saw them first on AliExpress, but then I came across it again on this Instagram boutique, which I will link down below, and that's where I bought this eyeshadow palette. And I'd rather recommend the Instagram boutique rather than AliExpress, especially in these times, because AliExpress at the moment is just ridiculous when it comes to shipping costs. Guys, like, you will look for an item that costs 40 bucks and then you're gonna have to pay shipping that costs 300 rands. Like, who's gonna buy that? I'm sorry, I'm not buying an item for 40 bucks and paying 300 rands for shipping. No ways. So I'd rather just recommend the Instagram boutique, even though they are obviously a little more pricier than AliExpress, but then they are so legit. You will get your items on time. They're very legit. I've bought a couple of stuff from that Instagram boutique, so I will link it down below. I think it's called the Beauty Co or something, but I'll link it down below. So now let's get into this eyeshadow palette. So this is the Beauty Glazed Gorgeous Me eyeshadow palette, and as you guys can see, this palette is an all-in-one palette, right? So what I like about this palette is that it has neutral colors, it has dark colors, it has bright colors. It also does have a mixture of matte colors and shimmer shades. So this is basically, you can create 1,000 looks using this eyeshadow palette. So you don't have to go and buy a lot of eyeshadow palettes. You can just purchase one eyeshadow palette. And I think it retails for 400 and something, 480. I think I bought it for 480. I'll link the proper price down below. And I know that the Instagram boutique charges 99 rand for their courier services. So I'll just link everything, guys, so that I make sure that I'm telling you guys the right prices. Yeah, so but the last time I bought this eyeshadow palette, those were the costs. It is really, really worth it, guys. Let's just think about it. An eyeshadow palette will last you for a very, very long time. This is not something you'll run out of. You might break a few shades or run out of a few shades like I did. I broke this one over here and I ran out of this one. Also because I'm a makeup artist and I use this a lot, not only on myself but on other people. So obviously it was bound to, I was bound to have missing shades on my eyeshadow palette. So if you're a beginner, you don't really do your makeup all the time, guys, this is legit the best eyeshadow palette I could ever recommend for you guys. What I also like about that Instagram boutique is that it has a lot of other eyeshadow palettes. So there's a lot that they have a lot, even with brushes. I don't want to get into detail about a lot of things because I just want to focus on eyeshadow palettes in this video. But for me, that Instagram boutique is just everything, and it's my go-to when I need anything makeup related that I cannot find at a drugstore or that I cannot find cheaper online or wherever. Right, so now moving on to my very last point, which is where exactly to buy an ideal eyeshadow palette. So obviously not everything or everyone is going to prefer buying from the Instagram boutique or whatsoever. I also just wanted to make a comparison or just put it out there that I just don't like drugstore eyeshadow palettes. I just feel like they're extremely ridiculous in terms of prices. And an example for me is going to be this NYX Ultimate palette that I bought at Clicks. This was 400 and something, right? And this eyeshadow palette was, these two eyeshadow palettes were basically a similar price. And can you guys imagine, this eyeshadow palette literally has the minimum, okay? The minimum. It is just an eyeshadow palette of warm neutral colors, and that's that. And it literally was 400 and something, which is super, super ridiculous. So I just find sometimes you hardly find a proper eyeshadow palette at a drugstore like your Discam and Clicks. So I think, guys, do not even hesitate, do not even feel bad about it. Just go to China Mall. Okay, let's talk about China Mall products. So this is a China Mall eyeshadow palette that I have. In fact, these two. This one over here is obviously a fake Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette, and as you guys can see, it's been through the most. So it does have a lot of shimmer shades, and it also does have matte shades as well. This eyeshadow palette is perfect. It really isn't the best, but I still use this eyeshadow palette, especially for its shimmer shades. And this was probably less than 100 bucks. This was probably less than 100 bucks. I really can't remember. This is another eyeshadow palette that I have from China Mall. It has matte pigments. It also does have shimmer shades, but they are trash, obviously. This was probably 15 bucks, guys. This is probably 15 rands. And excuse me, all I'm trying to say is it really doesn't matter where you buy your eyeshadow palettes, but obviously the quality will not be the same. Similar to this eyeshadow palette that I'm actually recommending, which is the Beauty Glazed Gorgeous Me eyeshadow palette. This eyeshadow palette is available everywhere, guys. Everywhere. I've seen it at Small Street, I've seen it at China Mall, I've seen it almost everywhere. But trust me, the quality is very much different. I do have a friend who bought hers from where was it? Dragon City, China Mall. So we did compare the eyeshadow palettes in terms of pigment and stuff, and it really, you could see the difference, but like, guys, it wasn't that different. And in that case, all you need is a good base. All you need is a good eyeshadow base. And when I do my next eyeshadow tutorial for you guys, I'm going to go into detail about a lot of things when it comes to eyeshadow. I think for me, making sure that you have a good base is just really not even gonna compromise your eyeshadow look, because obviously the colors are going to be pigmented once you have a proper base. So it really doesn't matter where you buy your eyeshadow palettes, guys. Just make sure if you are struggling, or you know, if you were a bit hesitant or unsure about where to get an eyeshadow palette, you know, I know this is just an FAQ, so I really hope you will find this video informative, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment. Feel free, guys, to share the video. Please do share the video, and subscribe, most importantly. Thank you so much, you guys. Next week I'm going to get into brushes, eyeshadow brushes. I think I'll do demonstrations as well when it comes to eyeshadow brushes, because that's also another FAQ. But not only the fact that it's an FAQ, but it is a really important video that I need to do, because yeah, without proper brushes, without a proper eyeshadow palette, and without a proper eyeshadow base, basically your eyeshadow game is just gonna continue to be weak. So in case you are struggling with eyeshadows and stuff, just make sure you are considering all three of those, which I will get into detail when it comes to the base and brushes in my next videos. So yeah, guys, I think I've said a lot. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I'll see you next week. And in case you're wondering about this look that I have on right now, guys, do I not look pretty? So I actually went on Instagram and I put on a poll and asked people to, you know, rate whether they want to watch the video on YouTube or on IGTV. So I still don't know yet where I would have posted this video by now. Probably on YouTube, because so far the stats is showing me a lot of YouTube rather than IGTV. So I might even post it on both platforms, so I'll just let you guys know. So if I post it on YouTube, please, you might as well watch that video after watching this video. But if I post it on IGTV, please do watch it on my Instagram. I will link my Instagram down below, or the video down below. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.